This is the market update. This is the Bitcoin resurrection market update. I am your host, Bill Noble. Confidence and competence. The topic of today's market update. Going to do a little bit of fireside chat with personal experience today. If you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live. And if the content works for you, hit the like button. This show is brought to you by both LuxAlgo and my Patreon. Patreon.com/unhinged crypto. New in the Patreon store is a report of September targets for Bitcoin and crypto in general, including the crypto equities, which are flying today. This report uses the dot-com bubble bursting in 2000 in conjunction with declines of historical analysis of declines in Bitcoin in an election year and how that turns around. And then that historical math is used to develop price targets for Bitcoin. A couple of them you will be rather surprised about. Not to mention what the crypto equities look like. And there's actually like one or two new picks in there. Safe to say, if you get this, you will be more bullish than you are now. All this talk about, oh, well, crypto needs to reclaim such and such level to be bullish. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Now, this report can be good for people who don't like commitments, right? If you like commitments or you rather do $15 a month, you can do Patreon in there as well. Okay, but this is a premium report that everybody would have to purchase, mainly because of that great historical software, which I used for 15 years at Goldman. All right, let's see who's here. Yappy, the Bark Water guy, first on the stream. What's up? Hello. Supposedly Bark Water bottles incoming to me soon. Bull Runner is here. Huckleberry Native, welcome. Welcome, friends. Richard Barry giving me the business about telling time. Yes. Huckleberry, Steve, Bob Marsh, Baby Whale, Boddernator, Miklo, Art, Noah, Alex, Donato, Steve, Arrow, Velo, Rocking. Hey, man. Steve J and me told you here first. The future of finance on the blockchain. It was happening before this rally. It was happening before. Miklo was here. Welcome to the show. Right? Steve, there he is. Arrow, Velo, Rocking. Okay. And Sheb announces when BTC bounces, more people bounce to the live stream. Friends, we are happy to have you here, whether the market is going up or the market is going down. Friday's piece about Ethereum resurrection with like this super bullish guy. I got to show this, right? I don't know if it was the dude's outfit or what happened, but this will live forever. Ethereum price prediction with a monster Ethereum bull. The Friday before this happened, the worst performing stream in some time. Bitcoin, the cycle is not over. From bearish to bullish. Folks, we convinced ourselves that we were in a bear market, right as the bull market was about to start. Because of confidence and competence. We'll get to that. Now, just one brief thing about the show being brought to you by LuxAlgo. I know you're already on the channel, but I don't normally do recorded videos. I have 4 recorded videos using LuxAlgo's work. One of them is about the Bitcoin ETF. One of them is about Bitcoin. And one of them is about these big layer ones that a week ago were on support, which made selling them unconscionable and buying them totally logical. Please go to the channel and check that out. Check that out. Okay, now let's have a story. Let's have story time with Bill. Once upon a time, I got a little tired of Wall Street. And after events that occurred in 2001, keeping in mind that I grew up in the tri-state area, I decided that I wanted to become a federal agent. And in fact, it's the federal agency that's recently gotten a lot of media attention. Now, I trained for 15 months just in case I got accepted to go to camp. And that's how long the process was. It was 15 months, 13 stages. Let me tell you something. I met these guys. I interviewed them. There was a polygraph with a guy who looked like, I don't know, Frankenstein. That's how big he was. I had a 3-on-1 interview. Good cop, bad cop, silent cop. They gave me a writing test. They made me take an SAT, a word about the Treasury SAT at the time. So I'm taking a standardized test in the summer in a government building. I'm like, well, I'm going to wear comfortable clothes, right? Because it's going to be hot and it's a standardized test. Stressful. I showed up. I was the only guy not wearing a suit. I'm talking about the candidates, the people taking the test. And at the next stage, you know, one of these guys looks at me and goes, so, not wearing a suit to come to the office? I remember when these guys did the home interview, which is where things went wrong. More on that in Patreon. These guys show up in a ceremony where, you know, groups of 2 guys pull up in Lincolns to a residential street and get out of the car, start knocking on your door and talking to your neighbors. And when these guys did that, I was like, oh my God, would you look at these guys, right? And then I'm watching whatever I'm watching on TV, and that's where the competence and confidence was born. Like, I couldn't believe what I was looking at, to the point where I was like, kind of like really emotional about it at multiple levels. You got to start asking yourself, why is Bitcoin up 4% today? It's July 15th. This big event has just transpired. Why is this happening? Because where is confidence and competence, right? Obviously, regarding this event, which will go down in history, somebody made a mistake. Some guys did their job. Some guys tried really hard. Somebody dropped the ball somewhere. Twitter is all wound up as to who. I don't think it really matters, right? That group, in my mind, were like legendary heroes, right? And then they showed, I don't know, they did the best that they could, but, you know, NATO wants us to go do things in Eastern Europe, right? And we don't know, like, we got people who don't know, like, where the stuff on their belt is. Like, oh, is it over here? Is it over there? I'm like, oh my, right? So I'm sure things will get a lot better. And I know there's a lot of really tough, good people over there. But let me ask you this as an investor. Where are you putting your capital to bet on competence and confidence? Okay, transitioning back to the crypto market. We have all sat here for 2 months going, well, there's something wrong with us. The Germans are selling Bitcoin. I mean, all this stuff that I was saying, you know, you're going to pin it all up on the wall and laugh, right? They tried to just wipe Bitcoin off the face of the earth. They tried to make us all think that there was something wrong with it. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with it. If there's something wrong with anything, I'm just going to call it legacy. Not TradFi, but legacy. All of it, right? Leadership, administration, legislation. Crazy, right? In other words, everyone's having a patriotic moment right now. But really, when you look at what's transpired here and how this one man has been treated, is that the type of thing you see in developed countries? Gee, I don't think so. So what currency do you want? Simple. Like, you're in an elevator, you're going to work. You're like, hey, what currency do you want? I'm like, well, I can spend dollars. I'm like, oh yeah. But how's that working out for you at the grocery store? What currency do you want? What currency do you want? Okay. Now, with that said, there is a huge case for massive crypto upside. Massive. Because in the old days, confidence and competence was in, I don't know, things connected to governments. That is obviously no longer the case. Obviously. So it's time to start using your imagination and start like reallocating assets. Because, you know, the battle for what's good for people is we're probably maybe at the half. And I'm gonna share this, and then I'm gonna get to charts and news. Okay, so February 23rd, 1945, American Marines raised this flag on an island after a huge battle in World War II. And when I saw this flag, I was like, you know, this picture reminds me of this picture. So I jumped out on Twitter and I jumped out on ChatGPT that the distance between July 13th this year and February 23rd of 1945, 28,967 days, according to ChatGPT. That is evenly divisible by a GAN number 7, which appears 700 times in the Bible. And I know you think I'm out of my mind, but I'm not. So hear me out. The biblical meaning of 7 as a symbol of completion and defined fulfillment provides a powerful lens through which to view historical and current events. It underscores the importance of emphasis striving towards completion of endeavors, whether in war or peace or personal struggles, with the hope of achieving a state of rest and fulfillment. Let me ask you something. Are we done in crypto? Is the battle for your personal freedom, which, you know, this guy seems to be on board with, is the battle for your personal freedom? Where are we? I don't know. I think we're at the beginning of the second quarter in football terms, American football terms. So with that said, let's go to news and charts as we think about confidence, competence, and sort of like a mission that's bigger than all of us. All right. So our friends over at BlackRock now have 10 trillion under management. So they kind of own the whole planet. They've just recently hauled in 51 billion in capital. Just a reminder, these guys want Wall Street on the blockchain. And you know what, folks? That is priced in at this point nowhere. Everyone has forgotten about it. Mantra's up 10% today. They are borrowing money against treasuries. I said this on Friday. No one's paying attention. Well, they're paying attention now. Steve's like, hey, you looking at Arrow and Velo? Yeah. Yeah, man. MakerDAO's 1 billion tokenized treasury investment. You know, the thing that's so funny about government debt is that there's so many bonds out there, they can be tokenized and used as collateral. Stocks rise. Okay, stocks are overdone, crazy, right? We're in an asset allocation rotation, right? In other words, everybody bought stocks, the tech stocks. Now everyone's like, well, that's kind of ridiculous. Let's do something else. Is there anything cheap out there? Yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, this guy's going to be talking at this conference. You know, you'll have to send me pictures of the security, assuming they let you bring your camera in. Okay. This guy's talking at the Bitcoin conference at the end of the month. What rationale there is to fade Bitcoin between now and then, I don't know what that is. None. I mean, Bitcoin as a reserve asset, Bitcoin as something that the Treasury adopts, you know, things that are good for business, right? Anybody remember that, you know, the original description of this dude was like, he was pro-business? Yeah, man. Pro-business, pro-crypto, pro-AI, pro-oil and gas, pro-whatever helps the economy grow. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. Okay, so XRP, Zcash, Dash all broke out last week. Money broke out last week. No one noticed. Now it's moving over to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and I think Solana could go completely bananas. Not to mention the fact that, again, if fast payment systems like XRP, right, that market is telling you that we need a different form of money. The lesson of this weekend is that the things that we've been tolerating, we don't have to tolerate them anymore. We don't. And we're not. And everyone knows it. Right? In other words, for example, My understanding is there's an MSNBC anchor, right, who, you know, he leans very far left. Yeah, they pulled him off the air until Tuesday. So, yeah, that's an interesting little tidbit, but also he will be back on the air on Tuesday with more talking points. Somebody brought up a 70% chance of a certain thing happening in November. Okay, that's true. But again, those people will be back. Whoever has been doing this all this time, I don't anticipate them stopping. I don't, which goes back to competence and confidence. What do you have confidence in? I don't know. How about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and real world assets? Oh, let's see. We got, what do we got? $147 billion in staked Ethereum. Huh. Yeah. They were selling Ethereum at 2,800. It's like, you know, you go to like Whataburger or Sonic and you have your cup and throw it out the window. That's what, you know, littering is not good, and definitely don't want to litter with your Ethereum. That's what was going on at 2,700. Tornado Cash founder, can we get a little bit of justice, please? Yeah, man, they're still out there, but they're going away. They are. Okay, again, more stories about BlackRock. They now hold 300,000 Bitcoin. You think they're going to stop buying? Or do you think this could accelerate? What happens when the normie world sees the big man at a crypto conference? The normie world doesn't know anything about crypto conferences. What do you think is going to happen when they get a hold of this? They're going to be like, oh my God. Oh, wait, they have this at BlackRock? Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay. Interesting note here. Spain National Fan Token slides 20%. Okay. So they win and then everyone sells the token. Okay. And then this happened with some of the political coins, although I don't agree with the sell the fact around the big man's coins. I think if anything, it's buy the fact, believe it or not. But here's the thing, folks. Everyone in crypto is fascinated with sell the fact. Like, how can I get in and how can I get out? Because that's what I needed to do in 2021 and I didn't do it. When do I sell? When do I sell? There is a piece in the Patreon store about when you should sell. Okay. But I also did something on Twitter, which I can bring up here. I'd be happy to, right? There's a reason why, like, unless it's FTX, unless it's obvious, get to the chopper, I don't like getting bearish in crypto. Some people don't like me because of that, but that's okay, right? I like get defensive, like say, get some cash and now come piling back in, right? You don't get bearish, you get defensive because you always have to be ready because the bull doesn't wait for anybody. Everyone is sitting around. Everyone is on the sidelines. Everybody is out. I'm like, oh my God, get in. BTC price all-time high in July. 5 things you need to know. Okay, love the media, right? This was like end of the world. Oh my God, 50K. Everybody was drawing it. I drew it, then everybody drew it. And I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it. If you want a real price target for September, that's crazy. Go check out Patreon. Super chat. Can you check GPU? Don't forget the AI narrative. Okay, I'd be happy to check GPU. I always appreciate the super chat. Yeah, and of course, many thanks to the people who support the channel in Patreon. I definitely appreciate that. And as I've said, this is the next thing people are going to figure out, right? You are absolutely, positively not going to have an AI narrative without a decentralized AI narrative. So this is NodeAI, ticker symbol GPU. Now, this is a good way to discuss. This is a good thing to discuss. Okay, so on LuxAlgo, you had the buy signal was on Sunday night, and it got to its tactical price target at 79 cents. All right. Bigger picture, you have broken out above a clear prior high. Okay? And this is going on everywhere, where the small coins are breaking out, just like the small coins were the first coins that broke down. So there's some work here tactically that this should take a break. It's up 22%. Let me ask you something. What happens if it doesn't take a break? What happens? Everyone's like, well, I have plenty of time. I'll buy the dip. Really? You seeing what's happening in crypto equities? You think Big Rich is going to sell this to you? Who's going to sell this to you? Nobody. Nobody. Right? Absolutely nobody. Because everybody puked it out down here. Look at this. Straight down. Straight down. It's just people giving up. This happened everywhere. This happened everywhere. Not just Bitcoin. Not just Bitcoin. Right? This whole like, oh, sell the fact, I'll buy it later. Oh, it's a bear market. Oh, it's got to get above this level. People, no. 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 What's next for Bitcoin? I don't know. We make fun of whoever's running the German Treasury for the next 10 years because they just sold the low. Congratulations. You've gone down in history. Right? Arkham has got the tweets. German government. Oh my God. And we all freaked out. We all lost our mind. And of course, you get caught up in the emotions. I did. I was like, oh my God, is this going to break? You know, I was like, yeah, I think a local bottom is in. And the next day I was like, oh, I don't know. Maybe they got one more flush. And then I said that and I was like, oh God, it really is the low. It really is the low. The low was July 4th. You know, some guy I know put a tweet out on July 4th. It was like, hey, what if the low is already in? Everyone laughed. I was like, huh. I had that in the back of my mind for like 3 days. And I'm like, you know what? I am not getting bearish on this. Whistleblower asks Uncle Sam to investigate people in AI. You know, it would be a really good idea if government agencies did their job. Just do your job. Running us out of town is not your job. It's not. It's just not. Sorry. Okay, let's welcome who's here before we go to PowerPoint. Okay, Bull Runner notes virtual popped also. Yes, right? Another completely destroyed coin, and which makes no sense, right? I mean, virtual is like AI gaming assets, right? Gaming assets made for AI by AI preserved on the blockchain. Right. And this goes back. I'm actually going to pull this up because this speaks to what has happened to what I would call the Coinbase or base alts. Right. Base alts and Solana, like it was Solana and then it was base. All these alts that went. And then when it all went wrong. Okay. Like this was shocking. Like Virtual and Arrow were both shocking. Like this was fine trading in like a confined space. And then it just cracked. And then you did this. I don't know if that's venture capital, hedge fund. It's just total liquidation. All these Coinbase alts, I don't know, name them. Virtual, Arrow, Velo, right? Pro, the housing thing, True Finance, TrueFi. TrueFi was rallying before anything. All of these base alts and the Ethereum, the base alts were rallying and the ETH ETF was coming out and nobody thought they had to buy the market. Nobody. And if you saw this report in Patreon where I'm like, hey, here's a September price target for you, or here's a group of September price targets. I mean, this is all sold out and the entire planet is wrong. They're long the wrong stuff. They're all long the Magnificent Seven. Wrong. It's virtual. So you're all along the wrong stuff. And then everybody is waking up to both confidence and competence. What do you have confidence and where is the competence? Where is it? All right. From, I can't pronounce your name, sir, but I'm putting you up in lights. Renee, welcome. Pancakes and peanut butter in the house. Bill and Freedom. I did a little video for somebody today. Why investing? Like, say something about investing. Investing is about your personal sovereignty and you doing something with your money and putting economics in practice. Like you get to put political science in practice every 2 to 4 years. Investing, I don't know, daily, weekly, monthly. Okay. Routine cheese, Cadena and Zcash have been very strong over the last week. INJ was up. All right. Continuing to welcome who's here. Digital Bobby, Sandman, welcome. Crypto Tilly on Twitter. Malik, PJL. Like the story. I appreciate that. Right? Repping Austin FC. Yes. For fans of football. Schiller is here. Right? Schiller is here talking about NFT communities. Reggie Classics caught a live stream. Quiet Don, Paul. Hi. Welcome back to the bull market that never left. Scotland is in the house. Jersey Shore, welcome. All right. Just as a reminder, this show is brought to you by my Patreon. This show is also brought to you by LuxAlgo. You may notice that I got a lot of TA, which you're going to see in this PowerPoint show coming up. I got an affiliate link for these guys, and I hope that you'll use it because I got 4 videos out on YouTube about how to use this stuff. And I've said this, and this is the honest to God's truth. This stuff is making my life so much easier. So much easier. All right. And obviously, if you're new to the channel or new to stream, please hit the like button. Okay. PowerPoint coming up right here, right now. PowerPoint coming up right now. Okay. Bitcoin, DeMark work. There is a 13 bottom. This bottom was confirmed 2 days ago when everybody was like, haha, see, sell the uptick. It traded awful. That's why you have these things. The DeMark work and the LuxAlgo work all showed a bottom at the same time. The LuxAlgo work, the signals were better, and it's 1/3 the price. ETH, DeMark 5-wave bottom. Elliot Wave done by Tom DeMark. Tom DeMark, a quantitative analyst from way back in the day. That's it. Resistance at 3,500. This little plus sign means, you know, you might have a euphoric top and then the next dip, that could be the last dip, right? In other words, people could go, okay, well, you know, we got euphoric and then there's a dip and then that's it. I'm telling you, you got one more nasty dip in this thing and you may not see it until Bitcoin gets to 70 something. Seriously, like people are like, okay, Bill, I got it. How do I get involved? Well, you probably get involved on the next nasty dip, which may not occur until much higher prices. And even if that's not true, oh, wow, you guys want to sell me this close to 60 again? Oh, okay. Okay. Whatever. Solana, a 13 bottom confirmed 2 days ago. So everyone's like, oh my God, I missed it. Oh my God, it's up 4%. No, you haven't missed anything. Like this is the 4th wave. This is where the give up trade started from in Solana. We haven't even tested that yet. That's like, I don't know, it's like 155, 160 maybe. We haven't blown through this yet. If we do blow through it, it's going to 220 or at least 175. We'll have more on Solana in a minute. Okay, so here's Bitcoin via LuxAlgo. So this is like a stochastic or an RSI. You had huge bullish divergence on this puke lower. You had the LuxAlgo equivalent of the 13 bottom signal. It's a green triangle. And then guess what? As everyone is sitting here telling me it's a bear market, this green histogram indicating money flow starts going Austin FC green. BlackRock and friends, Galaxy Digital, I don't know, everybody has been hoovering up Bitcoin for a week. And then all of a sudden, boom, you get a breakout. Like the next big ceiling, like there's a pause point at 64. Okay, I get it. 68 is the real target. 68 is when, okay, you got to make a decision. What stops this thing from going to 68? Oh, there's resistance at 64. Who cares? Who cares? I mean, you know, you get knocked down, you get back up again. It's not how hard you hit. It's how hard you can get hit and get up and keep going. That is so true for crypto. It's certainly true for the individual in the news the other day. It's like, the guy gets up and you get the big fist pump. Where's the crypto fist pump? Well, today, right? Solana, okay, we got resistance at 155, whatever. There are some tactical sell signals here. Okay, let's see if they work. Let's see if anyone backs off Solana at 155. My guess is, it's gonna be like, okay. It's like a runner, we'll get to the lemonade stand. We'll have some goo, a protein shake, and we'll just keep right on running. Just keep right on running. Like, this is just nothing but a range, and money flow has been positive. They've been pouring into Solana since July 4th. They're like, oh, you marked it down for us? Oh, how nice. And we're just going to slowly accumulate. Slowly accumulate. Who do you think was taking all the crypto here? And everyone's like, oh, I missed it. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. You're still inside the range. You're just barely outside the range where they were hoovering it up. And we haven't even gotten to where the give up trade started from yet. Close. That's a natural stopping point. But you have missed nothing. And everyone's like, I have to buy the exact low. I have to watch this go down. I have to say, you know what? It's going to be so easy. It's going to go down and I'm going to buy. And it never works that way. It's never easy. It's not supposed to be easy. What you're supposed to do is think about confidence and competence. Right? Where is competence in this day and age? 25 years ago, I knew where competence was and I wanted to join. Now, it's in the reverse. Could be happier to be where I'm at. Confidence and competence is going to be at Bitcoin Nashville. Now, DXY, paper money. Okay. So the Bank of Japan has been leaning on the dollar. And there's a lot of negative money flow in DXY because it's been going down. And, based on some of this technical stuff, it should stop going down, at least temporarily. But what if it doesn't? What if it doesn't? What if rate cuts are inevitable? What if inflation is a scam? Like, what happens when the big man steps up to the podium and does what the guy in El Salvador does and says, stop the price gouging? Stop the insanity. What happens? Oh, Powell goes, oh, God. Thank goodness I can finally cut rates. And everyone wants the dollar lower, it goes lower. It doesn't have to go to zero. In crypto, everything is binary. It's either mooning or going to zero. No, just need the dollar to go down in an orderly way. Just a normal thing. So it's on support right now, but why would support hold? Because rate cuts and normalization of inflation and interest rates are coming. And it's a giga bullish crypto. And if they can't reflect it in a lower dollar, that's fine. They'll just reflect it in higher Bitcoin. Like, we don't have to have some negative, I don't have to get all grisly about all the problems that are out there. They don't want to reflect it in TradFi in a negative way. And we'll just do it in a positive way over here in crypto. I got LuxAlgo buy signals on the 4-hour chart from, before this happened. Then you got 64K and 67K based on this signals and overlay indicator. So it gives you the buy signal, like this company I used to work with. It's kind of automated. And then it gives you like some stretched out price targets. And then they're also telling you with this yellow bar that there's now a huge floor underneath Bitcoin. Like, are they really going to take it back down to 60? Like, I'm the only one who can see the big yellow bar down here? Like, BlackRock is down here. You're going to go down there? Or are you going to scurry and get away from it as soon as you can? Right. Okay, so Ethereum has resistance at 3380. And, Ethereum didn't trade as bad at certain points. But, what happens if Ethereum breaks out? We're going to go over charts of small altcoins. Well, when they broke out, it was this. Here it is, Arrow, right? So Arrow, all right, it does this huge run up after this huge give up trade. I mean, this could be the poster boy for the V bottom. It's the ultimate V bottom, especially since they held it here and made you not believe in it for a while before they finished the V. These things are all breaking out, and as soon as they break out, LuxAlgo is putting a floor underneath like the higher prices, which is really interesting, right? So that's where I came from, just in case you thought I was saying whatever. Like when you go back to Solana and you say, all right, wait a minute, you know, this thing is up, but could it keep going? Yeah, because as it goes up, LuxAlgo was putting a floor underneath a lot of these smaller altcoins. Hey, don't laugh. Cardano. Cardano was going up before this happened. And you're like, okay, well, Cardano's going to top out. Yeah, there's a lot of FOMO in Cardano here. But there are also a lot of topping signals that Cardano is absolutely ignoring, which is interesting. And there's support underneath here. So can Cardano take a break? Yeah, there's resistance. You know, they may retest the top of this old range, whatever. But the fact of the matter is, look at all this green volume that was coming into Cardano as it came off the low. And that's Cardano. What about Near, Phantom, anything that has to do with speed? Does anybody remember Web3? Does anybody remember Web3? And does anybody remember what Kennedy said, which is that we're going to need blockchain, crypto, AI, and I'm going to add oil and gas to get us out of this deficit problem, to actually create real economic growth. So we're not going to have Web3 now? Like, where's Web3? And you're like, Web3? I forgot about that. Yeah, well, you better remember. Like, look at Near. It's like, okay, you know, Near is at, I don't know, $10. Everyone loved it. No one wanted it at $4. And now all it's done is rewound this like tiny 5-day holiday give up trade. Wow, I said they make big moves over US holidays. Really had no idea that July 4th would be like the mother of all bottoms. Because, man, was it a bottom? I mean, did this trade horrible down here? I mean, look at this, right? Down, down, down. This is 20 hours. So it's basically one day with a 4 o'clock central close. Down, 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 back up, but down again. Everything is still red, right? And it's just like, you know, it's like it had no bid until it did. And if they get out of this area, right, this is what's called here with my mouse, that's called a previous fourth. So LuxAlgo, like the DeMark work, has an Elliot Wave tool. So this is completely logical for Near to go up and retest where the give up trade started from. And if they take this out at 573, they take it out by 1 cent, downtrend officially over. Downtrend's officially over in my mind anyway, but realistically, they take out 573. The next big resistance zone, I don't know, you could be looking at 7 something. In other words, this whole avalanche is going to get unwound. They're going to put Ethereum into an ETF, and then the building blocks of Web3 and Wall Street on the blockchain, Near, Ethereum, Polkadot. Like last week, Goldman was doing a tokenized asset project. Everyone's like, meh, whatever. You got to be kidding me. Where do you think they're going to put all this stuff? Where are they going to put it all? They're going to put it on these big layer ones, for goodness sake. For goodness sake. I'm sorry, I have to laugh at Cardano. Yes, you can laugh at Cardano. I'm okay with that. But the fact of the matter is, some of the stuff that had been hit the hardest was rallying last week. It was rallying before this happened. Ondo. Okay, so first Ondo went down. Then it went down into like a Christmas support zone. I mean, can we have any more LuxAlgo colorful yellow lines? Like in that one video, I have it for Avalanche, Polkadot, and Solana. I mean, can we have any more lines indicating that this is a bottom? And this is probably a top 5 coin because of BlackRock. Speaking of coin. Okay. Coinbase stock. So this overlay is like an inverse of the bear market. So this is the FTX bear market flipped. And it has been difficult to figure out how to pin this down, but it was basically up, range, up. This could be up only in Coinbase. For no other reason than everybody has to get out of whatever they're in equity. So whatever everyone's been long in for years, yeah, they got to find something new. And crypto is about to smoke to the upside exactly at the point, which is in Patreon, in the store, right? In the store, right? In the store, where these stocks take advantage of the same kind of rotation that happened in 2000. And this stuff is absolutely, positively up only. Indefinitely. Get the report. Don't believe me. Go look at the numbers. Coinbase alts, SEAM. Okay, SEAM. Simple, right? Coinbase alts destroyed. $6 to $2. Massive capitulation. Look at this money flow down here, right? Red on red means money flow. And look at all these green triangles. Bottom, 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 warning, warning, warning. They just continue to sell. All of these things are going to act like arrow. Or they're all going to act like true and they're just going to go straight up and readjust themselves. Everybody came up. This is arrow, right? Just straight up on a 20-hour chart. And now this whole huge rally today, they've got a giant floor underneath it. So even if it does correct, not only is it breaking out, but the LuxAlgo indicator is inserting support everywhere, intraday and daily. So even if there's a deeper correction, they're correcting right into a support point. Riot Blockchain, kind of a random Bitcoin mining stock. Just like throw that out there. Massive breakout. Gap up. LuxAlgo is going to put a floor underneath whatever they do today. And that is the market update. Okay. Big Rich. Render looking good. Yes, they had a token change. Everybody somehow figured out how to get bearish on Render. Crazy. Crazy. Right? Okay. Let's see what else we got in here. All right. All right. Pancakes and peanut butter encouraging you to get to the store. Yes, please do. All right. Let's see. Let's get Render going for Big Rich. Okay. So token change happening here as I understand it. And what did they do? Well, wait. Okay. So on LuxAlgo, this was a 5-wave down here on July 4th. Doesn't matter how you cut this. It was a bottom on July 4th. Here's Velo. You know, really big rally. And look at the capitulation on LuxAlgo right here. Like really, like this indicator, which is called the oscillator matrix. People, like DeMark has a smart oscillator and it's pretty good. This and Williams, like this is better than DeMark and Williams. It's like DeMark and Williams put together because you can actually see visible capitulation when this thing goes red on red. And then it goes up 35%. It's like a basketball being held underwater. You know, there was another Coinbase alt that I forgot to mention, Arkham. I mean, these guys found the Germans on the blockchain. This whole low here. Yeah, all unconfirmed. You have bullish divergence. So price made new low. Oscillators made new high. Everybody heaves it out. Here, they heaved Arkham twice. All this stuff, they just gave up on it. They just said, you know what? I'm packing it in. Ethereum versus Bitcoin. For everybody who thinks Ethereum is done. It's not. If anything, Ethereum is doing what it does best, which is consolidate in a square formation and then turn around and go straight up. Right? Big LuxAlgo support block. You're going to sell ETH down here? Good luck with that. What happens when money flow starts going green on ETH versus Bitcoin? I mean, let's like, you know, when in doubt, zoom out. Like, how much room have we got for ETH to go up versus Bitcoin? I think a lot. And LuxAlgo, it may be hard to see on the weekly chart. It's got a 5-wave bottom here in May. So the bottom is already in ETH versus Bitcoin. We're just waiting for the rally. And again, look at the weekly capitulation in this. They've been capitulating in Ethereum versus Bitcoin all year. All year. What do you think happens when this wakes up? Just look up the history of the last cycle as to what happened when Ethereum wakes up. It's gone, right? Okay, so is LuxAlgo the invention of crypto face? You know what? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that's another system. And of course, I've been on shows with him, and he is, frankly, a total genius, right? But his system, I think, is different. Okay, somebody brought LuxAlgo to me, and I was like, wow, holy cow. How, you want to have me promote this? Yeah. Right. So please check out the affiliate link, because as you can see, this is making my life easier. Okay. Sol BTC looks like SWWT. Fetch the Super AI token today. Right. Right. The Super AI token that nobody wanted. Crypto Tilly reminding everybody that we have a MicroStrategy stock split. Right. So everyone's not going to sit around over at MicroStrategy and let the Bitcoin ETF eat their lunch. Right. Lou likes Jasmine. Okay. Pancakes and Peanut Butter wants to know, is the store on Web3? No, we are not accepting crypto yet. We are working on it. We are pressing. All right. Now let's take a look at some other coins via live TA. Okay, let's go to the highly speculative. No, not the highly speculative. Let's go to real world assets and just look at the leaderboard. Okay, OM. Look at this. New high. Tokenized treasuries. By the way, sometimes I say these things and I don't explain them. Let's take a brief moment to review what a tokenized treasury means. If you have, I don't know, hundreds of billions of dollars in treasuries or tens of billions of dollars in treasuries, and you want to tokenize them, why would you tokenize them? So you can get stable coins. And why would you want stable coins? So you can buy crypto, so you can buy Bitcoin, right? So this allows anybody who's got a treasury bond sitting around to put it on deposit and borrow against it and buy Bitcoin. You know, it's the ultimate leverage for the system. So assuming the integrity of government debt, people are going to want to use it to borrow stable coins. I mean, all of these, I mean, like, you know, this is Goldfinch, right? This is an RWA play, right? This is a 20-hour chart. Okay. Now, again, LuxAlgo just put a whole bunch of support underneath this up move, right? And it may be a little bit overdone tactically, but look at the money flowing into this thing. This has been going on. It's been going on since July 4th. They're just piling in with reckless abandon. Oh my God, Dusk. Would you look at this? Look at this capitulation. This is a privacy-focused layer one for real-world assets. In other words, normally when you do a trade in legacy, the whole world doesn't get to see what you do, aka the German government, right? They don't like that. You can trade on Dusk. And I don't know, there's some kind of like gigantic capitulation here. This all gets unwound like immediately. Okay, Doge. It's like, can you believe what they did to this thing? That the LuxAlgo buy signals are just coming in now. And if you look at this on like a weekly chart, right? Like I thought Doge was a good buy at 18 cents. Now Doge is oversold. Like this whole up move, all this overbought condition has relieved itself. And in Doge, it could be this simple, that they just dropped it back down. They dropped it back down to where it was for around FTX and last year. I was like, oh, let's do a meme. Yeah, okay. Yeah, did you see anything that Elon Musk did this week? See him out on Twitter a little bit, getting aggressive? Yeah. So what do you think this guy's going to do? He's going to sit around and be like, oh, you know, I'm just going to hang out now. No. He's going to be like, buy a car, buy Starlink, use Doge to pay for it. I mean, what has to happen? What has to happen before people start believing that the people who say that they mean business are going to do the things that they say that they mean? Meanwhile, everyone in crypto, we lost competence and we lost confidence. Everyone's like, well, the market's broken. The market, it's no good. No, the market's perfect. Equities went up, crypto went down. This is something I did in a report. I'll do it now just because I can't control myself. Okay, QQQ up only. That's what this line is. This line is QQQ. It's currently trading close to $500 a share. And Doge down. So groceries and QQQ up, everything else down. Meanwhile, who do you have confidence in? I know who I had confidence in 20 years ago. I know what I got confidence in now. Crypto and yourself. Those are two good short answers. Two good, really short answers. Okay. Lou is here. ICP breaking out. Okay. Trisha wants to know about Zcash. I'm not going to lie. I'm almost afraid to talk about Zcash only because I just don't want to jinx it. I don't want to jinx it. But, it is kind of unbelievable how privacy did take off. Privacy took off, right? It's almost like they knew something good could happen. It's weird. Because I looked at that. I'm like, wow, that's kind of unbelievable. So this is just a daily chart of Zcash. Again, capitulation. Okay, you do have a pause signal here. But you know what? It could be sideways because LuxAlgo is throwing a support underneath the move. Right? In other words, it's just putting a floor underneath there. So yeah, Zcash could go down, but it could be just some sort of sideways thing. We don't know. But I'm obviously loving that. Okay, Javi wants to look at Sol and Polkadot. Okay, well, I'll save you from having to watch the video, even though I would love to have you watch the video. And we'll look at Solana and Polkadot on a weekly basis with LuxAlgo. So here we go. Solana. Maybe I did it on a 3-day chart. Let me see what I did. It's the same thing. No, it's the weekly chart. Okay. So on a weekly chart, LuxAlgo put this enormous support block in Solana that they've been selling into with reckless abandon. They've just been selling into this for how many weeks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 weeks. So 11 weeks of telling you that Solana was going down. Good luck with that, right? And Polkadot and Avalanche are the same thing in different ways, right? Yeah, so there's Polkadot, right? Support from price action concepts. That's the name of the indicator. I mean, are you going to sell? This is, by the way, this is where Polkadot was in 2023. Are you going to sell Polkadot into this? Are you going to be the guy that did it, that joins the German Treasury and sells everything into the the giant whale taking everything from you? Because again, we're the only people who can see this, right? Right? LuxAlgo, Lux algorithm, other algorithms don't have this. Look at Avalanche. Gee, let's sell Avalanche into a giant double yellow block. Do you have to be a professional technical analyst to know that this is support? Do you have to be? You don't. You don't. I don't even know if there needs to be any such thing as a professional technical analyst with stuff like this. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, this is where it was last year when everybody gave up on it. Everybody gave up on Avalanche between July 17th and September 18th. Give up, give up, give up, give up. Boom. This one may not be explosive like this one until later in the year. But again, why is everyone selling Avalanche at 20-something? I just don't know. Just don't know. Right? Lou is like, I'm the 68th like. Well, let's jump on that button. Let's get that stream moving. Right? Let's get that stream moving. The chosen one, Degen. Oh my God. boy, they gave up on this thing. They gave up. They gave up and they haven't come back yet. Like, this could be the next, like, you know, on the way up, everyone's like, well, you know, everyone's like, oh, let's give up. Let's crush something. Right. So it was like Degen was actually the first thing that went. Degen was the first thing to crack in the base universe. And I don't know, that could have been venture capital selling. Who knows? Right. But they just destroyed this. They destroyed this. This is like a meme / SocialFi coin. It's like you missed it and then you didn't miss it because they're going to give you the chance to do it all over again. And I know guys who like this as a long-term hodl. I mean, I hate to say this because it can always go back down again, but with all these base things popping off like the way that they are, what is the downside risk here again with this market trading like this? This had a value proposition that drove it up from 0 to 7 cents. Now it's trading at less than a penny and no one wants it. I mean, that's it. That is it. All right. I can look at for Ave Medina. So we're doing live TA and altcoin overtime here. So get your requests in. Pepe. So Pepe is levered ETH. So Pepe put the buy signal in today, and they have been giving up on Pepe since the early part of July. Right? It's just, this looks like everything else. If there were memes that I'd be looking at, I would seriously be looking at Pepe and Doge. I'm sure the other memes will do well, particularly if Solana breaks out. But, right, and Ave wants the orange man. All right, let's look at it. By the way, if you want like honest discussion, everyone thought I was out of my mind, by the way, by getting on Twitter and ranting about, you know, the time is going to come where, you know, we have to like not talk about certain things. Yeah, you know, they're not going to stop pushing back on certain things. So I need to be careful. Okay. And I don't really understand this. So this is orange token, right? This is the main one on Ethereum. Okay. And okay, so I talked about it at 7. It went to 16. Everybody did sell the fact massively, including whales. Everyone lost their mind. I'm like, there was LuxAlgo support down here. I really liked it. They actually cracked it. They actually made you think it was no good. But the simple fact of the matter is, people may look at this thing as some kind of collectible. Like, this could literally become money. I thought that. I was on with Crypto Keep telling him that because he's into like a tunneled was what he had. This, I don't know, man. What is it? You don't believe it? Like, this may not be sell the fact. This could be buy the fact. I mean, who's going to stop this? Like, as a movement, right? As a movement, like go back to, you know, go back to what was on Twitter, right? You know, these images, right, with the flag, like we haven't seen stuff like this in a long time. Like, most young people don't even know what this image really meant. The guys in this image got so famous. They got so famous that they had like emotional problems from how famous they got. That's how big that image is. Now, I don't know if that's going to be true in this case, but this is a powerful image. So much so, I'm willing to risk showing it. I'm willing to risk showing it, right? So, you know, Abe is saying, yes, we do talk more about these coins in Patreon. I've got a request room. Like, you know, it's like, hey, you can come in and be like, hey, man, what about this? You know, market update is only a couple days a week. HBAR. Okay, let's look at HBAR. God, look at this. Look at this capitulation. Everyone's like, oh, okay, HBAR's up 5%. I missed something. You missed what? What did you miss? They just, everybody who was going to sell just sold. Like, where's the seller? It's like, okay, maybe there's resistance at 7 cents, 0.078, maybe. This sold out, folks. Sold out. Done. Right? Right? It's like, you know, you got to be super careful. You got to be super careful about what you say and when you say it. You know, today I'm on fire. Okay, let's wrap this up. Folks, this historical data machine and what it's telling you about this market in September, competence and confidence. How can you increase your competence and your confidence? Check the report out. LuxAlgo affiliate link down below. Bigger picture. What stops crypto? Why was crypto ever down? In equities, when the market would go down in the bull markets, people would get so bearish. It was like, you know, Europe was going broke twice in 2010 and 2011. Meanwhile, smart money was buying everything and anything connected to the iPhone and social media. But everybody was so preoccupied about the return of 2008. Didn't happen. Did not happen, right? Everybody gets you distracted over here when the real thing is over here. The real thing over here is a monster crypto bull market. Because the way you vote, you know, we don't even have to talk about voting thumbs down on anything in legacy, which includes all of it. We can just jump in to crypto. Just jump into crypto. Okay, folks, that's it for today. I will see you in Patreon.